Hey guys, it's Melinda from Simple Life Big Adventures. In today's video, we're going to do a follow-up to last week's video. Last week's video was the Jackery 1000 Explorer. I'm taking it out of the box, I'm hooking it to solar power, showing you how long it takes to charge with the solar power. And so today, we are going to test some of the major appliances and devices that we will be using in Big Toe back here. Enjoyed doing my research and learning solar power and how it works with the portable power station. One of the biggest reasons we chose the Jackery portable power station is its ease of use. Once you get it out of the box and you charge it up to 100%, it is basically plug and play. So let's start out with getting you up close and personal with the display face. I absolutely love the user-friendly panel of the Jackery 1000. To start with, everything you need to charge your Jackery or discharge to power your devices, it's right here on the front of the power station. Very easy to use. We'll start up here with the digital display. Here's your button for your backlight on the display, and it shows you exactly what level your battery is at. And we are charging. I do have the solar panels plugged in right now, so we are charging. It's cloudy, but we are pulling in 38 watts, 37 watts. And then to the left of the digital display is your input. You've got your Anderson input, which we have the solar plugged into, and then you've got your 8mm DC input. Below the input, you have your DC discharge. And if you're using this, then you'll just push the DC. You see the power indicator turn on, and you plug in your cigarette lighter. You've got two USB-Cs. You've got one regular USB port, and then you've got a quick charge USB port. And then to the right, you have your AC discharge. Do you hear that inverter fan kick on just for a second? And you've got your three 110 outlets. And from the front of the display over to the left side of the Jackery is a flashlight. It's a heavy duty flashlight there. And then you hold it in and it is your SOS flash. Just a little disclaimer before we get started on testing a few of these items that we have that we'll be using in the van. We have become an Amazon affiliate. We'll post the links to the tabletop fan, the LED strip lights, and the Jackery in the description below. And if you click on the product links below, it does not cost you any extra, but Amazon does compensate us just a little bit for recommending products and for bringing a shopper to their website. Our first test we're gonna run is on our little tabletop fan. We still don't have a portable air conditioner in Big Toe. I think we're gonna hold off until next season probably, just to do a little more research on what we might need for the van, and to give us a few more months to test our Jackery to see what kind of power it's gonna be able to supply. We'll start out with our tabletop fan. We're going to put it on the lowest air setting to start with. Okay, we'll turn on our AC and we'll plug it into one of the 110 outlets. On the lowest setting, it is not putting out very much air, and it is showing that it is bouncing between 27 and 29 watts an hour. So we're going to go up to the second setting. That's pretty good, but really we used it on high while we were in Michigan. On the medium setting, we are pulling, it's bouncing between 42 and 45 watts an hour. So let's just go ahead and go on up to high, which is probably where we'll use it the most. And it is bouncing between 58 and 61 watts an hour. So that is going to be a constant power draw, because this doesn't cycle, you know, there's not a compressor that cuts on and off. So 58 to 61 watts an hour. Let's just count it as 61 watts an hour, hit the highest. And if I am doing my math correctly, if our Jackery was at 100%, so we're talking 1,000 watt hours banked on the Jackery. So 1,000 watt hours divided by 61 watt hours, that is going to be about 16 hours if we just ran our tabletop fan. And the only time we would run it would be at night. So, you know, 16 hours, that's a good couple of nights if we were just running the fan. Okay, our next item is going to be our LED strip lights. We chose LED strip lights because they are easy to mount inside of Big Toe. They're very energy efficient and they put out a lot of light. Okay, so let's get our strip lights plugged in. Get ready to see the red lights come on. Plugging in. All right, we have power. Can you see the red in there? I feel like we're really going to enjoy the little LED strip lights. You know, we went big, if you want to call it big, and we went with the remote that comes with it, and you can change it to green and blue and white. The white lights are really bright. It's gonna light up Big Toe very well. We have 2 strips that we will install in Big Toe. And 1 strip of the LED lights is pulling 13 watts an hour. So we have 2 strips that we're going to put into the van. So at 26 watts an hour, let's do the math again. We are doing, let's just, you know, again, at full capacity, 1,000 watt hours and 26. So we can run 2 strips of LED lights for 38 hours. That will last us for days, because the only time that we'll really be using the LED lights on the inside of the van is at night. We head out and we stay so busy in the day. Basically, when it gets dark, we are ready for bed. So 26 watts an hour is not bad for the light that the LED strip puts out. Okay, let's test the laptop now. The laptop is hopefully something that we will have on every trip with us in Big Toe, unless I forget it. So we're gonna go in here, we'll plug it into the AC. All right, it looks like my laptop is charging at, it's bouncing between 61 and 63 watts an hour. So thankfully that is not gonna be a full-time draw. We'll just be able to plug it in, charge it up, and unplug it when it's done. And now for our cell phone. Right now I am at 53% on my cell phone. So we're going to plug it into the AC power. It is showing that I am charging at super fast speed, and it's showing 45 minutes until full. Super fast speed, it is bouncing between 20 and 23 watts an hour. But at 45 minutes, you're not even going to pull the whole 23 watts an hour at max. And the last and biggest item that we will have in the van with us is our new Stay Cold 12-volt refrigerator. The 12-volt refrigerator will be one of the most important items in Big Toe with us, because it is going to keep our drinks cold, and it's going to keep our food cold, and it's going to keep us boondocking for just a little bit longer. I have the 12-volt cigarette charger plugged into the refrigerator. It does come with the AC brick, but this was the last thing plugged into it, so that's what we're going to use. So we're going to come in here and we're going to turn our AC off. We'll turn our DC discharge on. and we're going to plug in the refrigerator. We have the 12-volt refrigerator plugged in. It is showing a 93-degree temperature on the interior. We want to get it to 34 degrees. I have it on economy mode to save a little bit of power usage. It is showing 56 watts an hour. So we're going to do a little test to see how long it takes to get from 93 degrees to the 34 degree set temperature. It is 5:41, and I will come back and see you when we hit that set temperature. All right, 30 minutes, guys. That's all it took. The little Jackery to take the Stay Cold DC refrigerator from 93 degrees interior to the set temperature of 34 degrees. That's pretty awesome to me, considering this is probably my most important appliance that I'm gonna have in the van at this point. Now that the compressor has shut off, we are pulling 2 watts an hour, y'all. That is pretty efficient. All right, there you have it, guys. We have run all of the testing for the major items that we'll be using in Big Tow with us. I couldn't be more pleased with our Jackery 1000 Explorer. We'll go out, we'll use it on a couple of trips out, and maybe do a follow-up video on how well it actually works on a boondocking trip. And to keep up with everywhere that Simple Life Big Adventures will take you, hit that subscribe button below.